Okay, welcome back to the Rookie in the Vet. This episode of Rookie in the Vet is brought to you by the more than you wonder where I was going with
where's
that.
the vibe culture?
The More Than a Degenerate drop, which is dropping tonight. We are recording this at 3:49. The drop is pre-sale for 24 hours, so you've got to get in there quick. Unlike the YKTR kit where it potentially sells after 10 minutes. We'll give you 24 of the best. And I'm looking forward to it. Very grateful.
Fuck, it came out mad, eh?
Yeah, really good. I'm stoked with it. You got me a beauty this morning too, by the way. Do you want to quickly tell the people what happened there?
Yeah, Ice messaged me and Lukey in the morning. He said, hey, can we come up with a little bit of sort of meme content for the drop? And I thought that would make up, I was like, oh, I wonder if we're in a spot yet to come up with a few little fake headlines. So I screenshot Justin Horror in the news and I changed a few of the headlines to things like LeBron James issues a bunch of lawsuits, et cetera, et cetera. And I decided that it was probably too early to start blasting that stuff out, even though we're doing it now. Yeah. And I thought I'll just send it to you anyway.
Just for a giggle, yeah.
For a giggle, I've done the work. And I said, hey, mate, how about these for a couple of fake headlines? I didn't know that you were coming in fresh off about 3 hours sleep and a hard day's mahi.
Yeah. So I did 2 overnighters back to back on the traffic, which will probably be my last ever week of doing those overnighters. Now that I've got the new gig. But I was fucking rattled. I woke up and I've gone,
LeBron's suing me?
Am I getting sued by LeBron James? What the fuck?
Because I thought when you didn't reply, I was like, oh, I thought it deserved at least.
No, I was genuinely asleep and then I woke up and then I FaceTimed you straight away. So I was like, fuck, am I getting done?
Yeah.
But we'll move on to the grateful mates and then we'll get into the show. One thing I'm grateful for and is I don't think I've had him as grateful for before, believe it or not, is the Boss Ice with the new role. And also for stepping in for me last week and Rookie in the Vet.
He killed that as well. Grateful for me. Yeah, I didn't come in prepared with a grateful, but I'm gonna give him one grateful, and that's the last and only grateful I ever give him. It's going to be Jordan Simi.
Ooh.
He messages me a lot, and a lot of the times it ends with, did that make you smile? And no matter what sort of twisted shit it is, it always does. So we've been working hard in here. I've been annoying Lukey every day, and sometimes you get home, the energy's a bit low. You wake up in the morning, the energy's a bit low. It's a lot of work, that we're getting through.
Yep.
And Simi manages to put a smile on my face most days. So
yeah, no, we've been working really hard on around the office of late. It's been a good week, and we're going to bring that energy, baby. We're going to bring that energy with the intro. Hit the intro, please, Lukey.
Tell me what you need and need us. Tell me what you want and want us. Tell me what you call us.
This is where I do my best work, baby. Shit, baby. Can we pull up the first game too, Lukey, please, as we go forward? We're looking at the Panthers Knights. This is where Skipper does his best work on the Thursday night multis. I started 2 from 2, but have dipped of late.
Well, the multi of dooms have been horrendous. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
The same game multis, you rarely miss.
Yeah, I've been close. Like even
you hit, and then very close.
Yeah, so very close a couple of times. Which one did I miss? The one that was really close was the Charlie Staines Panthers game. Can't believe he didn't get over for a meaty because I've got Kickow and Brian Tyler, which are pretty, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some anytime try scorers that I like for every game.
Yeah.
I feel like I've messaged sometimes in the WhatsApp group for people that I like, and I normally go pretty good at them. So let's see. We'll tally them up, and we'll see, Jacko, how next week, how I go with this part of it. And then you're going to have I'm going
to have a little bit of jam for every game. So I'm on the multi of doom this week, which we'll touch on at the end. But I'm going to give you a little something for every game. So I've had a bit of time this morning. We had a late start. Shout out Ice for that. We had a late start. So I had a bit of time this morning to sort of go through, really sort of prepare myself for each of these games and come up to speed with who's in, who's out, where it's playing, form and all that. And I think I've got a bit of value in most games here. There's a few tough ones, but I think I've got a bit of value. So let's kick straight off with Panthers Knights, baby.
Okay, well, I'll start us off with my same game multi of doom for tonight. It's obviously with the potential ins of Dylan Edwards and Api Carousel, they'll be massive. Yeah. But I still think 17.5 is just massive points for a team like Newcastle who will be feeling really good after last week's win. They had a few losses rolling into that to get KP come back in, which is now being described as the poo game. Unbelievable. Considering, mate, I've spoke to KP a little bit over the last couple of weeks. I know he sort of was coming back a little bit underdone. Yeah. Because I know that shoulder would, they would have obviously liked probably maybe an extra week or whatever. But he's done really well in his first 2 games. So
have you ever had the old crook guts before a game? Like proper sick like that? You ever needed to shit while you're in the middle of a game?
Nah, it doesn't cross my mind. I don't even think I've really needed to piss that bad. I remember watching a game when I was at Manly and Ned Catticat to come off. So
Casey had to shit.
Yeah, it was.
Fozzie's come
I
off
was in
before.
under 20s. Has Fozzie come off for one?
It might have been 20s, but I remember distinctly Fozzie heading up the tunnel.
I feel like I remember that too.
Yeah.
I think that might have been happening around the time that I was there. Yeah, but I remember I was under 20s at the Roosters and Ned Caddick was playing for the Roosters against the Seagulls and he had to come off. He had to get subbed off. And I believe Sticky was the coach. He would have been sweet with that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have blown up. But yeah, so onto the game, mate. With my same game multi,
what do you got?
I think 17.5 points is too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double down on a few things that I think will keep it hopefully to a close contest.
Yep.
I'm therefore going to go unders as well, under 43.5.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I've liked in some of these games where there's been predicted blowouts, like the bookmakers are betting in this one, I'm going over 8 minutes. So all of those are a short price. So a lot of the times when it comes to when you go on lines, total match points, or the 8 minutes, there's normally a pretty balanced line.
Yeah.
But I'm going pretty much against the market on all three. So
the Tom Waterhouse vibes, I like it.
It's one of those ones, if you can jag it, if you're a good chance, like if I get past the 8 minutes, that's obviously fucking a good sign that we might be pushing that under 43.5.
Yeah.
And if I'm under 43.5, geez, fucking
we're away.
that plus 17.5 looks good as well. So I'm doubling down on all three. You get $5.10 about that boosted on Sportsbet.
We'll be blasting that out after this. Yeah, look, I think the poo game was something special from KP last week. Absolutely class.
Grouse.
I still think I'm still on that Penrith undefeated season until I'm proven wrong. I'm going to ride with it. I think they get it done. Appy and Edwards will be massive. I'm not too sure if Momirovski's fit. I'm not sure Edwards walks straight back into the side. Appy obviously does.
Yep.
He's massive for them. But I think they're going to be good enough either way. I think Cleary's going to scoop up a few more Dally M points. And I agree with you. I think the plus 17.5.
Too much?
So if you're looking to start your weekend multi off on a Thursday and you wanted to jump on the line, I think plus 17.5. I think it's going to be closer.
So that's your best bet for this
I'm going to
fixture.
I'm going to leave it out of the multi of doom just because I'm sick of the multis getting blown up on a Thursday.
Yeah.
But if you're out there, you want to have a punt on the weekend, I'm with you on that, man. I like the start for Newcastle. They're too good to be plus 17.5, I think. Yeah.
All right, and my anytime try scorer for this game is KP. He scored a couple of meaties in coming back for both games. He's feeling himself. If there any chance of sort of my bet going close as well, I'm going to need KP to score a meaty or two or set a few up. So once again, doubling down on that bet. Moving on to the Titans and Rabbits game. Oh, I've gone the Panthers as well, by the way.
Yeah,
I've gone Panthers, yep. Moving on to the Titans and Rabbits game.
Tino's the big out here.
One of my favourites, Tino, Fasua Malaawi. That was another part of the criticism too, that I don't pronounce players' names right as well. So
you've been here too long.
That's another thing that I need to get better at. Sometimes, when you get used to the boys' names, it ends up being like a bit of a giggle. But I can see. I think someone said to me one point, I got that video that I did with when I talked about I was watching heaps of sports that weekend, and I said the race caller's name in that video that we just did his name is Darren Flindell, and I called him Daryl, or the other. I'm getting it wrong again. So it's either Daryl and Darren, and I called him that. And I go, look, I don't think he's going to lose sleep over him, mate. And he goes, yeah, rightio, Jason. So
that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's the old Avarillo situation again.
Yeah, like me and you were just saying, I've been high on the Titans all year. That my bird game gave him a touch up last week, but I would have given him a chance in this game with obviously Latrell missing 3 weeks now. But then I just realising that Tino's out as well.
Well, I thought after what Manly did to them, I was expecting quite a big response from the Titans. It's up there, no Latrell, no Sauce. So the Bunnies, you have a look at their backline there, they're obviously a bit thin. I thought they were a real upset chance here. I'm not too sure now. I still think the start hasn't moved, and it's plus 6.5.
Yep.
I don't think that's really worth a lick. But if you want to bet an upset on the weekend, I don't think Tino being out completely takes it off the cards for me, because they still got it's an amazing starting pack
really
with
good.
Wallace,
Still
Rain,
really good pack.
Fodawaker, Proctor, Fafita, Peachy.
Yeah.
So I'm still confident they're a chance in this one. I really like them. I know the Bunnies are scoring points for fun, but I'm expecting a bounce back after what Manly did to them. And if David Fafita decides he wants to be David Fafita, who fucking knows, man? So it's a bit of a roughie, but the Titans could get this done, man.
Well, yeah, Rabbitohs had a tight one last week against the Tigers. Tommy Burgess gets that try at the end, which I think was closer to 50-50 than most people think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I thought he sort of lost control a little bit at the end there, but you couldn't not give it. Like it was one of those things of.
Have you ever seen it end into a game like that before?
No, that was crazy.
That was insane.
That would have been cool just to see Brooks try just for the sake of it. But these guys, I think that the Titans are going to have to just move on from last week. They got turboed. They fully got turboed. But the week before that, they played really well up there. Fafita got a brace, so he's my anytime try scorer. Fafita again. Peachy looked really good against the Knights last time he was up there. He's
back to being in that Tyrone Peachy form, man.
Yeah, and he like if they can get a roll on and they do the right things in the Titans pack, he can roll off the back of it. So I think it's going to be a really good game. I've gone the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, I'm actually going the Titans.
I've gone the Rabbitohs, but I'm like,
I'm going the Titans. I think that, every weekend there's going to be an upset. I think they're at 275 or something in their ballpark.
Actually, I'm going Titans.
Yeah, so there you go. I think they get it done. I think they're the upset of the weekend. So,
I need to get that top 4 bet up too, so I'm doubling down on it. Purely on that.
Yeah. Cool, man. Jumping over.
Jumped over. Let's move on. Jump over to the Eels and Broncos game.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I'll kick us off here, mate. I don't think Brisbane shock Para like they did in round 1. Luke and I were talking about that earlier today. It's in Darwin. I don't know if that does anything. I don't think it matters in terms of benefiting either side. That was the Reid Marnie clinic in that round 1, in that second half where you spoke about him just fucking
turned the season around.
So, bit of jam. I reckon Sevo 2 or more tries in this one could be on. We know how sort of, you're right, Lukey's, Lukey's a bit crook today. He hasn't been well.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I think Sevo for 2 or more tries could be a bit of an option in this one. We've spoken about it sort of ad nauseum, but the Brisbane right edge has been struggling defensively, man. They really are leaking some points and line breaks. So. That's obviously the way Para like to go, and I think Sevo could pick himself up a little brace in this one. So I'll be going Para. I don't think there's any risk in them dropping this one with Moses and Brown in. So Sevo for a double, Para to get the dub.
Yep. I'm also going Parramatta, but I'm going to go I think Broncos might be able to score a couple of tries. Sometimes when you go away to these neutral grounds, like it can give
that's why I asked you.
It's a weird one. Like if you can get off to a good start because there's no fan bias, obviously majority would probably be turning up to support Para because they're the ones that have taken to the game. They sort of try to once they get up there, try to feature some merchandise and train with some of the teams.
Do a few school visits, stuff like that.
But Kevy Walters well and truly had the boys pumped for the game against the Panthers.
How was that?
It was a really good effort from him.
Yeah.
They'd be Tavita Pangai pushing Jordan Ricky out was unreal. That's the frustrating part, I suppose, for a lot of Broncos fans is when he has those sorts of games. Mate, I said to before, sometimes he has these little spurts, but he went fucking 0 to 80 on the weekend. He was unreal.
That's the best game I've ever seen Tavita Pangai junior play. He had that game for Tonga against Australia when they beat them where he was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And you always, you're never going to be able to get up like that for every game, but you just need Tavita at 80% of what he was last week consistently, and he's one of the best back rowers in the comp. He was a fucking man amongst boys, man. It looked like under 10s shit. He was throwing them defensively. He was getting up off his line. So,
and he looked fit.
He looks
like, sometimes when he plays in the middle, he looks a bit gassed.
Yeah.
I said the same thing about when they moved Curry out at the Dragons out into the edge back row. Sometimes when you get a little bit of extra juice, he carries a little bit stronger, your D's a little bit stronger. And I think that brought out the best of him. And then, you obviously got a guy like Jordan Ricky who they expect to be expect big things up there at Broncos, and now he gets pushed back to the bench and he's going to be pushing Tavita and guys like Sexy Lexi. So
I think just to make another international quick jump here, I think Ricky will sneak into that Kiwi side at the end of the year if he stays consistent.
Yeah.
Obviously the back rows, Nakora, Kenny and Tohu.
Yep.
But I think he's a chance of sneaking onto that bench role.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going to have a massive year, Ricky.
The way he played in the Māori game in particular.
Exactly. Yeah.
My try scorer is Xavier Coates, $2.37 you get for him.
At any time?
I think any time.
Oh.
I think they've scored about 8 tries all year and he scored 5 of them. So there's a pretty good chance, depending on, regardless of the result, that X is going to cross over. He's a freak, man.
To chip in, remember he went in twice in the first game.
Yeah, he did too in the Scorpion of Doom.
Second half.
Yeah, the Scorpion of Doom in the second try. Tried to do the.
That's right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
He tried to do sometimes when you see some of those wingers and they do that big over the top.
I tell you who's had the best corner dive all year was Pangai.
Pangai, he did it, eh?
Techie.
Yeah,
grouse techie.
So, I'm going X again in this one.
Cool, man.
And I'm going the Eels. Sharks versus Bulldogs.
Yeah, we spoke about it just before we came on here. Obviously, Sharks welcoming back Dukes and Shawnee J. Shawn J is the biggest inclusion for them. And with news this week that Chad's heading up to the Cowboys, congrats, Chad, on getting the bag, baby.
Yeah, how good. 3 of the best.
Fuck, he deserves it up there as well, man. He'll help steady that ship up there. So it's going to be interesting to see how the team plays Shawn in this one. Like I kind of said, I'd be interested to get what your thoughts on this. Maybe in that. What Newcastle did when Blake Green came back. Obviously, Piercy went down, so it forced their hand a bit, but maybe like a minutes restriction thing. Whether he comes straight on for Chad or he comes on in 6, Moyes moves to fullback and they sub Kennedy out because he's obviously had a big start to the year. But there you go. So it might just be straight for Chad. I think Dogs just don't have enough points in the man. I'll be picking against them every game this year, unfortunately. And look, if you're looking for a bit of jam, I always think, like I love myself an anytime try scorer as well, mate.
Yep.
Talakai is due. He's back. I think this is his 2nd or 3rd game back.
He's coming off the pine. And he loves those little crash balls off Brayley right through the middle. So I love a big man. I love a big man coming in for an in-time try scorer. So I'm going to go with Talakai in that one. You know what? I was going Kotrick, but I'm going to, once again, you've swayed me. I like that as well. I'm going to look at have you looked at the odds for it?
No, I don't know what Talakai is paying for any time. But the thing is with like, if you think back to last year,
I've got no ego, Jacko.
No, I know.
If you come up with a good bet, I'm going to follow.
I think I've got a good argument for him. Just the way that the Bulldogs have been defending, their defense on their line hasn't actually been too bad for a side that's leaking that many points. They leak those big breakout points, which just kills them. But when the Sharks were successful last year, they were playing a lot of that right through the middle. Nakora scored a lot of tries on the edge straight off Shawn. Aaron Woods, he's got a flop over in him. Yeah. Talakai on that little...
Talakai's 360, by the way.
360. That little unders from Brayley, I think he'll get over, man. Sort of late into the half when he comes on for that first little spell, I think he's a chance.
Yeah.
I'll go the Sharks, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going Sharks as well. It's getting very hard to, sort of push for the Bulldogs. There's sort of not too much happening. They played. I know they played to be fair, I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch the Cowboys Bulldogs game.
Neither did I.
Someone got sent off. Hetherington got sent off. He's got to watch out. I've seen a few articles where he's going to be one of those guys like throughout his career. He's so aggressive and you love that part of him, but he's got to be able to rein in a little bit.
Yeah, I compared him to someone he's young. Like Hetherington's young.
Yeah, fucking oath. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah, he'll rein it in because the upside's there. I forget who Isaac compared him to.
Jared? Hargraves?
Yeah. Yeah, he said Jared was very similar when he came in. And and obviously Jared's turned into top 3 fucking front row in the game. And Hetherington's got all that about him. He just needs to, just rein it in a little bit. But I'll tell you what, Luke Thompson, shout out to the Englishman. He's been a shining light for them.
He's good, man.
He's good.
Here's my scope spotlight for the Super League special that was one of the first write-ups I ever did about fucking 12 months ago.
Yeah, you're right.
I rate him highly. It's
he's a fucking goer, man.
He's a goer, man. He runs the ball that fucking hard. He's another guy like for a bit of anytime try score. If you think they're a chance, like in a game where they can actually fucking cross the line for a couple.
I don't know where the Bulldogs win a game. They're going to win a game, maybe somewhere in that origin period. They snake someone or back into the year, but they don't have a very easy draw. They play a lot of the lesser teams. They play them away. I don't know, man. It's going to be
get it up as we go as well.
Yeah, I hope I'm sorry. Yeah. If you bring up the draw, they've got a bit of a tough schedule. Just jump straight to round 8, bro. They're going to win. Like I'm not saying they're not going to win a game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know where the win comes, man.
All right, let's see. Here we go. We're going down. Okay, Sharks, no. Parrot, no. Dragons.
At Netstrata Jubilee.
Maybe. But Dragons are playing a lot better. Raiders, no. Titans, maybe.
Titans up there? No.
Probably not.
Penrith up there? No. They got the bye and then they play the Dragons again. Maybe they jag one of those Dragons games. They're not beating Parrot, Bankwest.
Bird Gang if Tommy plays.
Bird Gang, yeah.
They ain't beating
They're not beating the Roosters. They're not beating the Bunnies.
Yeah, you're right.
Now we're into fucking July and they've got Cronulla. Like, I don't know, man. They're going to get one of those, maybe one of those Dragons games.
Yeah, they'll jag one.
They'll jag one, but it's going to be
Rugby league's too tough of a game, especially when you start getting, like, I'm talking more from the mental side from the other teams, where you have those middle tier teams, sometimes they might pull off a good win against a good team and then they fuck it. Like even the Tigers, like, you know what I always say about the Tigers, how they can go out and fucking lose to the Cowboys, and they'll beat the Roosters, who hadn't had a win at that point, but then they put up a good
against
real close against the Bunnies. Like that's the hardest team, fucking the Tigers, man. But those mid-tier teams, they're coming second last as well, the Tigers. But teams like the Raiders, Knights, Sharks, Warriors, all like Titans, all those teams are capable of losing to the Bulldogs if they don't fucking turn up. So
yeah, agreed. What do we got? This is Saturday, then we jump over. Second game on Saturday, Cowboys versus the Raiders, mate. Yeah. Look, after Ricky put it out, he really put his players on, as Ricky likes to do.
Yeah.
Blast his players saying they think it's good enough just to turn up and play first grade. There's a few injuries there, but I still think there's too much class in the Raiders. I think they get it done. But they're at $1.30. They're actually part of the multi of doom. They're my lock of the week.
Ooh, okay.
I think they definitely bounce back after last week. So they're kind of my little, you like in any sort of 3-league multi, you like to have one in there that you're very, very confident about. You're not chasing odds. $1.30 head to head. I like Canberra in this one.
Okay. Sorry. And for my, I've gone to the Cowboys Raiders game now. I'm going to go try score a guy, Murray Tuolangi, up there. I think, I always talk about the Raiders, how they seem to get themselves in those games where they're capable of letting the team in and score a few points. And he's a nice little finisher, man.
He's a nice finisher. And I actually really like where you're going with this. And it may be swaying the multi of doom here because they do like to be in games where they should be blowing sides out, but they keep letting points in. And if anyone's going to score points for the Cowboys, it's going to be Vala Tuolangi. Yeah. That's the only place their points are coming from. So I actually really like that bit, man. What's he at?
We get $2.50 about Tuolangi at home. So I like that bet. It's going to be Cowboys, the Raiders leave the cold to go up to Townsville with a bit of heat. Yeah. Just coming out of summer now. So
does the spray do anything or get them motivated?
Not really. There's too many experienced guys in that team for the Raiders.
They know they weren't good enough.
Yeah, like their performance was going to be good next week no matter what. Yep. So it's just more of a bit of a show thing for Sticky, I reckon.
Rah, puff your chest out.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's just a coach's thing to do.
He was fucked off, so he said what he said. Yeah. Sweet.
And you can understand it too. Like your Parramatta are a team that you think are going to be thereabouts at the end of the years and you toss up performance like that. It's probably just genuine frustration.
Yeah.
And then just wanted to get it out. But in terms of for the boys, I don't think it would mean too much anymore.
I would assume what he said to them in the sheds was a lot worse than what he said to the media afterwards.
Well, sometimes, you know what, man? Sometimes it's not always the case. Sometimes they come in and
they use the media one to maybe get at you.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Mind games, baby. We're not coaches. We don't know.
The Roosters and Dragons game.
Oh, is that next? What's that?
Oh,
Tigers and Bird game, baby. How could you forget?
Well, because this is going to be
cakewalk.
There's no point even talking about it. Turbo's back, baby. 13 plus, as the Hello Sports boys would say, 13 plus. Turbo is back. Everyone just looks so much better.
Ice and I spoke about this on Monday. Is Tommy, as an individual to a team, is he the most important player in the NRL? Is there another team that has one guy that is more important to their side?
Who did you just come up with that's even close?
I couldn't. Maybe you go Reynolds at Souths, but obviously they got Cody Walker, Teddy. Maybe.
No, you got Benji come off the bench for Reynolds.
Exactly. Pappy, but Nico's a nice player.
Roosters would fix it.
The only thing I could sort of relate it to was when Sean was at the Warriors and everything relied on Sean. But these days, I don't think there's a more influential player to a team than Tommy is to Manly, man.
Yeah, you could be right there.
I mean, they went from potential wooden spooners to a legit top 8 side in the space of a week, and he came back at, was Tommy at 100%? Probably not. Probably trotting around in third gear there, fucking skinning team. So, look, I'd never bet on the Tigers before. You've taught me that. But Manly will win this one. Riding off that Turbo Clinic, I think they should be too good for the Tigers here. The Lions -5.5. I think that's actually a bit of jam. $1.90 there for Manly. I think they'll beat them by a try. They should. But again, it's not in the multi of doom because I'm staying away from the Tigers. Okay. And that's per your advice.
You're taking my advice.
Rookie, vet,
Yep, okay.
Oh, listen. You got any time for this one?
Yeah, I do. I got me a little mate DCE.
Gun.
Yeah.
Tracking back through the middle?
When he starts flowing, when you get, like I said, I've talked about their shape before. Once Turbo comes back in, there's, they're not so inclined. What they do is they have the shape where they can go wide, but if that presents itself through the middle and Jakey starts getting back to Jakey, and you could see Jakey was loving having his brother back because he lets it rip. But sometimes when they let the rip, it's like bluffing away. Sometimes you'll show, and then fucking hit them with something else. And Tigers have known Tigers are well renowned for leaking points through the middle at stages. So
I can see Tommy screeching straight through, and your little mate cruising up on the right,
just floating around.
Bang!
He does a really good job of supporting through the middle. So
it was amazing.
Maybe my boy's DCE is $3.50. $3.50, yeah.
Bit of disrespect for any time.
Because I reckon they might score a few again.
Yeah, I think they could get a few.
I have a feeling they're feeling good about themselves.
Tommy's what really impressed me last week about Manly. I mean, obviously Tommy, but that was the best game Fozzie's played all year, and the speed of the play ball that Tommy was able to get on those fourth tackles. When he takes that fourth one, they get a legs tackle on him because he's so fucking big, pops up, and Fozzie's got a little bit of time to kick. Mate, your mate can drop it on 2 meters out from the goal line time and time and time again. And they just kept pinning them down in that corner there. And defensively, obviously, Manly's renowned for, if you're coming off your own line, you don't want to be playing Manly because they get up in your mouth. So I love the way they play when Tommy's in the side, man. I think they get this one done. They should do it pretty comfortably. It's a great point about Fozzie. I love rapping me boy as much as I can. But if you get all halves want to play on the front foot, obviously, and you get a guy like Turbo and he provides that, and the rest of the team start filling and they get on the front foot. Yeah. But the execution of a guy like Fozzie is what separates him, even at this age, to other playmakers. Sometimes when you get a roll on, if you can get him on the front foot and he can get, especially one of the plays he loves, his kicking game's obviously so underrated. He's so renowned as being a tough playmaker and taking the ball to the line, which he does really well, but his kicking game is so underrated. He used to put it on 2013, baby, check the tape. He put it on the spot all the time. Skip was scooping him up. But, yeah, if you get him on the front foot and he can get over the advantage line, sink into A or B, and he's got short, long, he can pump fake it or he can go out the back. He makes the right decision every time, man. Even if it's Scope, Stevie Maddow, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Put anyone out there.
They've got you got BP out there. The snack himself, Blade FC winger, Ruben Garrick scored himself a brace on the weekend too. And the left edge was humming. Joshy Schuster.
There we go. Our little fake Felitti Mateo looking good, man.
Little Mutters Mateo out there for the back row. He was nice.
He was. He's coming into it, man. He loves.
I'm telling you, bro. He's Felitti. Every time I watch him play, I'm thinking Felitti, man, and that's a massive rap too.
Of course.
I think the world of Felitti. One of my old teammates and schoolmates, but. Even sometimes when he does the no lookers, he almost fades away on it.
Yeah.
Like, bang, he's done like inside, outside, and like you can look every time, but
just look, man.
But it just looks cool. He's a young kid. He's got a big future.
All silk, baby.
Like I said, I'd prefer to see him over on the right edge with Ches because I think they would combine better.
Yeah.
But if they're rolling, if Turbo's doing what he's doing, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, baby. Now we're on to Mutters and the Roosters.
Yep.
I think.
Let me start off with this.
Yeah.
This is the biggest overs, and I don't know if you've got it. Because I've tried to go over $2 on all my bets. Teddy is $2 for any time.
Yuck.
Teddy. Sir Tedderino.
What?
Sir Tedderino is on Anzac Day where he does his best work.
Yeah, that's yuck.
That's $2, bro, for fucking Teddy. I don't know if that's going to get fucking snatched up. No disrespect to the Dragons and the boys. I think it's going to be a good game. Mm-hmm. I think Dragons... They had to get up nearly fucking... Warriors nearly gave them a perfect 100 game.
And they almost won.
And they fucking nearly won. So I know Mutters wasn't all that distraught about the game. He's basically told the boys they had to be fucking basically perfect.
To beat us
we still should have potentially won with that tap back in from Cody Ramsey to Birdie. I thought that was a try, man.
We were out there, and obviously I was the lone Warriors other than Uncle up on with the dreads up on the hill, giving it death.
Giving the poo cunners a doom.
I was the only Warriors fan there, but I'm telling you right now, even I had to admit there were some good calls that went my boys' way in that one. Yeah. Some very good calls.
Yeah, there were, man. That ref was kiddies.
He was kiddies. So, and it wasn't Uncle Henry Perinara either. So here's the thing, just random because we're on the Roosters.
Yep.
If TJ Perinara does come to the NRL and plays the Roosters, and Henry Perinara is supposed to be refereeing them in any game,
Cousins.
They're first cousins.
They're first cousins, yeah.
Did they have to change that?
Yeah, here's a giggle too because we were like respectfully. I know Hens. There's a couple of Kiwi boys in the group. There's me, Kenny Bromwich, Cheese, Jerome Hughes, a few of those boys. Yeah. And man, I always find and he gets a bad rap for sometimes, looking after the cousins and all that. Yeah. Bro, he's harder on us than he is 100%. On the Aussie boys.
That's what the joke is. The joke's always Uncle's coaches, but he does rip harder.
So we were giving Hens a bit of grief in there, and then TJ popped up and he goes, "Oh hey, that's my cousin boy," and then all of us are like, fuck. But like, there wasn't anything too harsh in it, but it was funny. Man, I'd fucking love to see TJ play. Obviously, you know, we all found out about it a few weeks ago.
Hard secret to keep, especially for the journo and me.
I know. This is the point where sometimes we could give out information, but we keep it to ourselves, and it's come out organically now. I don't know who leaked it. But
Ice goes to us. We're sitting down having coffee, and he looks at me and he's doing his little Isaac John eyes. He goes, "You want to know a secret?" Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "TJ Perenara to the Roosters. You're welcome." And then like that afternoon it came out and he goes, "Oh, beauty, I tell you once it's in the media." Yeah,
did it come out that quick?
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, don't say anything."
Yeah, I think you give me about a week's notice on it.
Yeah. You know what? Just back on this game. Or give me your anytime before I sort of rip in.
Teddy, $2.
Teddy, $2. Of course, yeah. Taking all bias out of it, obviously with our mate Corey there, I think the Dragons win this one.
Ooh.
I think they win it close, which means 1 to 12.
Yep.
Which is at $3.75.
Yep.
And it will be in the multi of doom.
Fuck.
So there you go. I know the Roosters are the Roosters. I know Brett Morris and Verrills are obviously massive ins for them.
Yep.
I've taken all that into account. I think what we saw, and we even spoke about it, we saw the Dragons get up for that Parramatta game. They really got up for that, put on a fucking clinic. There was always going to be a lull between the Para game and the Anzac game against the Roosters where they had to get up. Unfortunately, the lull for them, grateful for me, the lull was against the Warriors. And if you lull against the Warriors, you're probably going to get beat. Mate, if their lull is a narrow loss to the Warriors when the Warriors are perfect, I think they can go to another level on this one. I think they can just get it done. If they get off to a good start, I think Corey and Clune are good enough to steer them in the right way, and the snack could be crossing for a couple. So
I like that, man. Snacks.
If they're going to, the reason I've gone 1 to 12 is if they're going to win,
they're not going to blow them out.
They're not going to blow them out. So
no way. I think it's going to be a close game. I've gone the Roosters, but. I like the bet. Yeah. I do like the bet. I like
chasing odds a little bit. But
I love when someone puts their name on the line with bets like that. So I'll back you every day of the week on that. But I'm going to go the Chooks myself. Mm-hmm. Had a really good start against Melbourne Storm, and it was a better game than what people give it credit for. But then
just Harry Grant.
A bit of class from Harry coming off the pine was all the difference. So let's move on to Harry and the Warriors this week. The Storm. I'm going to kick it off. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows who I'm going to go the Storm.
Yeah, look, I mean, historically great in the Anzac Clash down there, the Warriors. They really are.
No, my anytime try scorer.
Oh, who are you going?
Come on.
Cheese.
Come on. Who am I going? Who's my boy?
The Prez.
The Prez. Come on, Lukey. Yeah, always. $2.88 about the Prez against a tired middle fucking Warriors pack stepping off the left foot.
Oh,
yeah. Jam.
Yeah, I think that's actually fucking easy.
$2.88.
Yeah, Pappy's not playing. I was going to say Pappy would be you put your mortgage on Pappy. Look, I'm going to go against the boys. I know I'm going to get bagged for it. Fuck, I bet against the Warriors once this year, and basically I don't know if I can fly home anymore.
Yeah, but you don't. And they won, didn't they?
They won. Yeah.
So you don't mind it when you bet against them and they win.
No, I love it. But obviously they're just too many injuries, man. Your son's out. Obviously Fanua Blake's still out. Tavita Harris is out. Ewan Aiken's still out. Pompey's gone. Turner's gone. Like they've named who's at centre there. Jack Murchie. I mean, Jack Murchie's a back rower. Yep. They've named it centre. Marcelo Montoya's a winger. Like, there's just too many injuries. My boys will hang tough. They always do on Anzac Day down there. They love playing Melbourne. They'll hang tough, and I think in that back 20, you'll probably see a bit of probably another Prez and Harry Grant clinic. I think they'll probably kick away with it in the 13-plus ball mark. But, yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to go against my boys there.
Yeah, I think Melbourne could do a proper number on them. One thing to watch out for, I'm a big fan of Benny Mudders Marcilla.
But he had another hectic game on
he's good. Yeah. But teams like the Storm, like when they do the video, they'll be because they'll see him as a threat and attack.
They'll be up on him.
This is give a little pointers to watch out. I bet you they have a look at trying to get at Benny as much as he can. Mm-hmm. So for any time as well, I think Benny plays on the left edge.
Yeah,
he's playing against. No, he was against Mudders on the right, wasn't he?
No, he was on the left.
Are you sure? I think he was on the right because I remember he was running at Norman.
Oh, he was, trying to tear that shoulder off. Yeah, you're right.
He nearly did a number of Mudders. Yeah. Prez, look out for that's makes me feel even better about my bet. But like guys like that, I think they'll try to send as much traffic at Benny as they can because he is a Mudders Marcilla and he's so dangerous in attack that. Melbourne look to expose those sorts of players. A bit like, Viliami kick out sometimes.
Yeah,
they try to send a bit of traffic his way to tire him out because he's such a threat in attack.
You sort of brushed on it when last time we did the companion. Obviously, Kickow had the try saver of Doom in that game, but he was a non-event in that game.
Yeah.
And that's fucking Viliami Kickow. And no disrespect to Mutters Masilla, he ain't that yet. So he's got that potential.
That's going to stick Mutters Masilla, right?
100%. And
I just come up with it too. Like, it's obviously an easy one because but I was just looking at his name there.
That's good. Shout out Joshy Curran. I love me a little battler in the pack, and Joshy Curran had himself a day out against the Dragons, so it's good to see him playing well, but I think the boys get leaked, unfortunately.
Just to finish off, Baby Goat, I just want to talk about him a little bit. I don't know if you've talked about him.
No, please do.
He's a fucking...
I don't think we could be watching a generational...
Baby Goat, I know you didn't want to come on the podcast earlier in the year to the hype too much and not get too carried away, but...
Come in and embrace it, baby.
I have a feeling there's going to be plenty more happening this year. You're a fucking weapon. The good little combination that it's such a luxury to have Cheese to start off and bring Harry back nice and slow. And then hopefully, they'll play, because Cheese has talked about, like, he'd love to play heaps with Harry as well. So, if playing in that lock role, because they get along so well and they know each other's game inside out. So I'm looking forward to how that gets better and better.
This is one of the things which I'm coming in with no information on. What's the crack with Dale Finucane? How long is he out for?
No, he's back this week. He's on the bench. Yeah, the first time. There he is.
So I wonder if he's fully fit and firing.
Yep.
I suppose Nels just moves back to the bench.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say they'll do it in the first week.
No.
I reckon their best lineup. Yeah, their best lineup is Finucane, and they love Big Nels off the bench.
Yeah,
it's just
he scores tries off the bench as well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
it's just a point of difference, especially when you get, like, Cheese has talked about it on his podcast with Kempy before.
Yeah,
like having him and Nas come off the bench and Cheese always talks about how fucking the starting pack's fucking better than him and rides them all up that way. And
gun.
It's such a luxury to have those guys, man. It's definitely the strength of the better teams have really good benches and no better than the Storm, baby. The last year's champions.
I hope the Warriors get up. I don't think they will, but the multi of doom. This is the last time.
Yep.
If I don't hit the multi of doom this week, I'm retiring to you because I've looked into this. I've given this a fair bit of thought. All right.
Okay.
I got 2 locks.
Yeah.
And then I'm chasing a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to go Para.
Yeah.
They will not get shocked by Brisbane again up there.
Yeah.
They'll get the job done. The Raiders are my absolute lock.
Yeah.
Too classy to bounce back.
Best of the week?
Best of the week. Lock of the week. I think the Raiders get it done up there. I know they've got a few injuries and they're missing, obviously still missing Chance, but I think Caleb's a good enough replacement. I think they get that done. And then Mutters on Anzac. Mutters against the Roosters, 1-12. I'm going the Dragons. I think they get that done.
That's a grouse bet. I'll put that in now for us.
We'll have a bit of 2-up, a few beers, watch Mutters put on a clinic, watch the UFC, Lukey.
Yeah, it's a good day, actually.
It's a fucking good day.
Yeah, what are we going to do that at?
And then we'll just keep the Warriors and Storm game on in the background. Yeah. Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, no, I'll be watching that with interest. I love watching me boy the Prez, and we're pretty. Storm's pretty much our second team here at YKTR Sport. Let's be fair.
Just love all the boys.
They're all in the card gang, so we'll definitely be watching that game for sure.
So there's me, mate. Para, Raiders, Dragons 1-12. Get some jam, baby.
Beautiful, baby.